Alright, and we're back again. And now we're going to do a little bit of crafting. The Crucible recipe is the same for, Cauldron recipe is the same thing as it was for Gregtech 5. So you need 7 plates and a hammer. That makes your cauldron. And for right now, we're going to come over here. And you got a pick on you. Come over here and pop out this block, would you? You got to, this one. Yep, that one right there. I'm going to pop that right in there for now. And now we're going to have to make a bucket. And like I said, for that, we're going to have to smelt up some metal to make the bending thing. And again, we're going to use lead. 1, because it smelts very quickly. 2, at the beginning of Gregtech, we do not need a whole lot of it. At the moment, so it's more yeah, you know the word I'm thinking of. It's less wasteful to use it than something else. And this needs to be ingots. We're gonna need 6 of them. Can you come over, take your armor off, and come over here and watch this lead and attempt? Unless you grab it as soon as it pours, it should not kill you instantly. Oh yeah, you're doing the lag thing right now from processing the last video. Well, just watch it and let me know when it's done. Alright, we're going to make a bronze file head. And now we're going to make a bronze file. Because to make the bending cylinder, you'll see, like I showed last time, you need some type of saw, which we're going to use this recipe here. Well, we're not going to use that exact one because we're not going to use that material. We're going to use bronze. So we're going to do it a little different because we're not going to put the stick in. We're going to make the saw blade. As far as I know, there is no difference whatsoever. If anybody really cares, they can ask Greg. I do know that there's a way to mold these things, which I will show. The book I seen on the forums that a lot of people were talking about not liking to cheat in the books and not knowing how to find them. And on the server here, everything we do is survival. We are never in creative, so we have no way of cheating anything in. What little sand pile? This one? Yes, that needs to go. It's kind of annoying. Alright. Anyways, what was I talking about before you got distracted? Oh, between the 3 of us that do most of the... Are you watching this? Yeah, because it's not burning anymore. Goofy. Well, you can come down here and check every now and then. Alright, well, you're taking things a little literal there. Between the 3 of us that do most of the hunting for dungeons and things, which would be me and Axel and Webscar, we have managed to find a couple copies of each one of the books, and I brought each one of them over. We haven't found each one of the actual material books because there's like thousands of them. But the main 3 books that are needed, we have right here. These are the 3 you want to find. This is the alloy smelting. This is the element or periods book, and this is the crucible book. And while he's watching that, I will show you that in the back of this book, it will show you how to make each one of the molds that we can make. And if my mouse would stop clicking twice, you could actually pause the video and see it right there. I'm going to attempt to go back through slower. I have got to get a new mouse. And I know with when I get back to the beginning of this, I'll point that out. That's a good question. The zeros are what needs to stay. The X is what needs to go. If you remember from when we made the plate, everything had to go. Well, you ain't got a whole lot of choices when you're making it. I like it. I think it works fine. I think your eyes are just goofy. Well, you are goofy, so I guess that goes without saying. It does go quick, but we're using this crappy lead thing. I am so used to using Invar. We have got to go underground. I think that's something I'm going to do in between episodes, or I might have one of my redneck rambling episodes where I just go caving and talk about random things and see if I can find some nickel so we can make some Ingvar. A counter? No, we don't need that. We wouldn't have, the counter wouldn't go high enough. And don't freaking say anything, because Greg will add a sensor that'll count how many times I've exploded things. He's got a sensor for everything else right now. Yeah. Where is my foot? Do what? Only. Oh, he has a Crucible ore washer setup that uses redstone that I'll show everybody. And apparently he's upgraded it better. Basically, it's a well, he's upgraded it. All right, my English is done. Okay. And good. This is cold enough. It's not taking very long to cool off. Taking a little bit longer than that one, but I need to get some more food in me real quick. Can't eat lead. It's not good on the body. Well, you do need iron in your system, but I don't think you need as much as what you get out of this. No, we don't need to eat our iron. we got enough uses for iron in this game. We need to keep our iron. I'm trying, but I don't want to. Yeah, and there's going to be another one because I don't want it melting or burning away my crucible because it's just not stopping burning. Okay, it's finally done burning. Wait. Oh, there we go. And we took no damage. I don't need to hit it with that ingot to pour it, but I need to hit it with that ingot to pull it out. You either have to have a free hand or what's in that hand to pull it, or what you're trying to pull out, I should say. Now, if I do this right, yeah, apparently. Hope those guys realize we ain't got a bed on this side yet. Which I did forget to tell them I was recording, so hopefully nobody minds. But anyways, this is how you make the bucket. I've shown the recipe a couple times, so everybody should basically understand. And my computer's decided to freeze up as I'm trying to do too many things at once on it. Let me shut one of these off here. I should unfreeze here in a second. Did it disconnect me? Oh, well, goodness. We're going to have to end the video here. Yeah, we're going to have to end the video here and come back and show you how to wash these things. Okay, we're back. This will be 2 videos unless we can figure out how to merge them in together. You want to give me those parts back there? Since I didn't manage to get that made. Alright, there's our bucket. Now, come out here and get some water. Come over here, put it in. And we've got some crushed coal ore here. So we'll just drop them in with Q. No, for some reason the texture looks like that sometimes when it comes out. That should have been thorium. Yeah, thorium dust. Really need to make sure you don't walk around like I do with 60 million things in your inventory when you do this, because it will fill it up rather quickly, especially if you're trying to wash multiple types of ores. But basically this is a process of doing it. Normally, I have a infinite water thing here if the server you're playing on doesn't have finite, or if you're not playing with finite water, you can just set up a infinite water source and keep pulling from the same block, not have to keep going outside like what I am right now. But well, I don't want to take the time to do it. And well, you know how I am. I'm kind of goofy in the way I do things. But what I was trying to show you guys, where did I put that piece of, that I can't use, that I can't use. It's right across the way. Oh, there it is. There's the magnetite. Throw that in, and then that'll give us the purified magnetite. And then you take... Yes, I did. Yeah, I do that a lot too. When I finally decide to empty my inventory, I take out way too much stuff. And put this in here. And there you go. Now we got a tiny pile of iron, and we've got a magnetite dust. Now, if we were to make a nugget mold, which you can make nugget molds with any number of blocks out that do not make anything else. So if you just wanted one that did one nugget at a time, you just knock out one part of your mold. I could make an iron nugget with this and the dark ash. But to make sure you guys get to see how to do this, we're going to do one, and then I'll try in the next video to do the whole thing. I threw in 3 dark ash and that 1 magnetite, and then probably going to take, I would say, all 6 of them to at least get... Alright, is that not? Oh, that's purified. Can't put purified in there, apparently. Did not know that. You can't put centrifuge in either. Even though if you look at the thing, it tells you how much it'll say it contains so much dark ash. You can't put it in. Which I need to say something to Greg about that, unless he actually watches these things, which I have no idea if he does. Seeing how he's busy making it, he probably doesn't sit around watching people play it. So I probably need to say something to him about that and see if there's a reason for it, or if it's just something he needs to change in the code. Yeah. Yeah, it's the one nice thing about doing this on a server or on a LAN with a friend or son in this case, is it gives you a nice way of being able to not have to just stand and watch it, because that's one of the things absolutely bugs me about it. I love this way. I mentioned this on the forum the other day. I love this way of doing it. Rather than just throw stuff in here and you get it out. I love the concept of making the molds and working with the Crucible, but I'm one of those people that I like to be doing something. I don't like to just stand and watch. And yeah, well, that's because you're processing the last video right now, so you can't really do much. But when you're doing this all by yourself, you really have to stand here and kind of watch it until you get the setup with the thermometer that you can actually see from across the way, or it and some redstone with a splitter cable that will shut it off and all that good stuff, like what I have set up over at Spawn. You really have to sit here and just watch it. You really don't have a choice. Throw me your pickaxe. I'm going to, while you watch that, try to keep an eye on the... I put 6 things in, so it shouldn't really be a problem. But keep an eye on the heat level, or the burning box. Well, if you take the dark ash out, you can pull it out while it's cooking, and that'll basically tell you how much of it has been used up, how much of it hasn't been used up. Okay, so that means I've got to get back there quick. See if there's a tin ingot in the box or something, in case we need to throw it in there. Whatever, it doesn't matter. See if the thing's still burning. All right, I have no idea. It turns at 2100, so, or at 1800, so it's got a little ways to go, but I don't know how far. Oh, it's only used 3. Yeah, we're gonna have to throw some tin in this bad boy. Now go ahead and drop it in there. Just want to make sure it doesn't, but step off real quick or step back. You see how it's now dark color? That means that the magnetite has melted. Find the right box here. Dark ash does not melt until you get to 7600, but the magnetite will melt at 1997. So the magnetite itself, or 1811. So it has melted and merged with the dark ash that is in there to make the iron. And like I said, we're going to attempt that too. And throw a little bit of this tin in there. Keep this thing from melting down. And we're probably going to get a little bit of tin alloy out of this. But that's basically your process until you can get steel to make your thermometer with. You need 2 double steel plates. So I'm gonna have to go and get some graphite so I can show you guys how to make steel in one of these next few upcoming ones. I'm also going to go do a little bit of mining of that magnetite I have over there, and show you how to actually get an iron ingot out instead of just showing you how to melt it down. But at the point that you've seen that black like that, it was melted. It was at the 1811 Kelvin temperature that it needed to be at to melt. And when we get this out of here and we get this thing to stop burning, which if it doesn't stop burning in a second, I'm going to waste the last of the coal that's in there. And well, I guess I don't have to wrench it out of there. It just stopped. Once I get this tin out of here, so I can show you guys, we will by hand pull what's in it out. I knew that was going to happen. I took that one off real quick. And I'll pull it out by hand, and you'll see that I should have it 1 unit, or point, let's see, 9/10 would be like 0.22 something along those lines. I should have 1 iron scrap, unless, like I said, I get a tin alloy. I can't remember. I guess I could always check. Let's see, the alloy book. And see, our wrought iron has to get up to 2011. And then we use that to make steel, which we need 1 carbon, which can be graphite. You can find small graphite ore down at bedrock or real close to bedrock below the lava level. And 1 piece of graphite will do 25 things of steel. Just remember that the crucible will only hold 16 units at a time, so you cannot do the whole 25. You'll have to split it up. And we got black steel, red steel, blue steel, tungsten steel, stainless steel. And eventually we will come to tin alloy, which melting point is 1258. It needs 1 tin and 1 wrought iron. So it has to change to the wrought iron before it will merge with the tin. So as long as we did not get the iron over 2011, I think it is, we should be okay. Let me see if this is cooled down. I don't think it is. Oh, definitely not. I didn't even get anything. Wow, never had that happen before. One little way to cheat that is everything you throw into, step off there for a second please, step off, everything you throw in here will suck up some of its heat, and stone dust melts, or stone scrap or dust will melt at 1000. So by throwing it into it, it will suck up a little bit of the heat that's in that crucible, and when it drops back from liquid to solid, we will know that it is, and we got flint, we'll use it, and we got an actual stone dust here, we'll throw it in too. About useless. Right now the flint is too. I'd like him to make it to where we can melt it down like this and make plates, but you'll notice it is liquid, but you cannot make a flint plate. Can't make a flint ingot or any of that kind of stuff. And I do believe there is a recipe where you can make stuff out of those, but you can't make them. Yeah. It is still full of freaking heat. And we are amazingly out of our dust. And I don't want to throw more tin in because, what the hell? Can you? You don't want to do it because you don't want to. Wow. This is 500, so we're still pretty good up there on heat. Okay, we're below whatever one of them is because it just changed over. Again, I can't try to touch it because I'm low on health from last time. And I'm not dying. You'll notice I have sticky resin up here in the furnace. I'm getting ready to smelt that up to make my hazmat suit. I got to get some more. Anybody that's played with IC2 before knows how to get sticky resin. For anybody that's watching that hasn't, I will show how to do it. Okay, we're below 500 because the tin did not come out. So let's empty all the hands I can. Oh, it's still hurting me, so it's still over ambient temperature, even though it's below 500. So I'll just throw that back in, and that'll suck a little bit more heat out of it. And take another one. That'll give me a little more damage. I'll throw that back in. Eventually, we'll get this down to temperature. That's why I love having a thermometer. I'm really thinking about bringing mine over, I'm telling you. And we're still taking damage. Wow, this thing does not want to get down to ambient temperature. I'll go ahead and make my bricks while I'm standing here. I'm doing a little regen work. We're going to make a either bronze or Invar burning box. That's what I'm making those bricks for. Okay, we're down to temperature. So now we can sit here and hold right click. Shut up. Get 16 per stack. Kind of like Christmas here. We're getting off the wrapping paper and the bow and digging through everything. Now wait a minute. Why did I get so much dark ash back out? There's the tin. And more tin. Go drop this stuff off. And turn. Alright. Now you notice I threw in ingots, so I should have an even amount here. I got 9, 9, and this 7 should get up to a 9 unless I made tin alloy, and apparently I did get it up to wrought iron. So we did hit the 2000 because we do have tin alloy scrap. So that right now I don't think it really has a use. I've got a little bit of it I've made. All of the tin scrap is basically one tiny pile. So like if I get a tiny pile of tin, when I throw some iron in there, I can put that back with this and I will end up getting my 110 nugget back that I lost. You can also throw those scraps into a macerator. I've never tried with a mortar, but I'm sure it'll work, because to me that's kind of wasteful of a mortar, because you can just throw this in. You don't really need it in the dust form. But basically that's what we're going to do for today. I've shown you the basics of making conceptually how to make iron out of magnetite. Unfortunately, we got an alloy with it because I wasn't watching well enough for when it got done, and turned it to tin alloy, but at least we didn't melt down our crucible. And like I said on the forum, that's the biggest thing with early game playing around with a crucible, is you're either going to melt things down, which will lose what you have in there, or you're going to sometimes make things that you didn't really want to make because you had to throw something in to cool it down. So like I said, the next time we're going to go down, get the stuff to make some Ingvar, and I will probably go down to bedrock and show the way that I look for graphite. It's probably going to be a me only episode because I will probably record it after Junior goes to bed tonight, and hopefully it'll be processed and up for you guys tomorrow. And then tomorrow in his off time we can show you guys how to try to make our first steel. I'm going to go mine out a bunch of that magnetite. We'll make some iron and get on with this lovely mod known as Gregtech. So, shut up over there. So, from me and Junior over there, y'all have a great night. See you next time.